Hello everybody, welcome to the video. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit of this with a little bit of that, but we're going to be talking about this. This is the TIffen Pro Black Pro Mist 1/2 filter. We're going to be taking a look at this filter and how it can enhance your photography and videography, and is it an effect that you like? So yeah, let's talk about the Black Pro Mist on the X100V. All right, so we're going to do three things in this video. First, we're going to take a look at the Black Pro Mist 1/2. And we're going to try and understand exactly what the effect is that this filter creates. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to head out and take some photos. It's a nice day, and I'm going to show you exactly what the Black Pro Mist 1/2 strength filter looks like on the X100V. So if you like that effect, you can recreate it yourself. Okay, and the third thing we're going to do, and I'm kind of excited about this, is we're going to see if we can replicate the Black Pro Mist effect inside the camera, because there's a clarity slider on the X100V, and if we take it all the way down into the negatives, it makes images super soft and a little blurry. And how close does that effect get to the Black Pro Mist 1/2? Like, let's take a look, let's learn something. So yeah, that's what this video is all about. All right, just because I'm using an X100V in this video doesn't mean you can't create this effect with any camera. All you need is a Black Pro Mist on the front of your lens, and then you can adjust your clarity slider in Lightroom or Capture One and clarify your images to create a very similar effect. All right, there you go. Now you know. First off, this filter softens highlights. It reduces the intensity of bright highlights, creating a more balanced image, kind of like lowering the contrast. Second, this filter smooths out skin tones. By diffusing light, it smooths skin textures and helps to reduce the visibility of wrinkles and blemishes. You can see why videographers love this filter. Here are some side-by-side comparisons so you can see a little before and after, with and without the filter. The reason I love these filters so much is for the cinematic atmosphere they create. This is primarily due to the halation effect they produce around bright light sources. Some brands call this soft diffusion effect, some call it bloom effect, but it's all the same thing. It's all halation around bright lights. These filters come in different strengths, ranging from a 1/8, which gives you just a little bit of halation around the lights, all the way up to a 3-stop, which gives you a ton of halation around the lights. One of the reasons that videographers love a Black Pro Mist filter so much is that it maintains contrast in dark areas or in the black areas of your image. Now, TIffen also make a Pro Mist filter which creates the halation effect and that glowy effect, but without maintaining the contrast in the dark areas. So just remember, if you're buying one of these filters, there's a Black Pro Mist filter and there's a regular Pro Mist filter. Which filter should you buy? Well, it's all up to you. Do you prefer an image that's more contrasty, or do you prefer an image that's a little more washed out? The choice is yours. Here's an example of a warming Black Pro Mist filter. It has all the same qualities of a Black Pro Mist filter, but it combines it with a warming filter, which adds a beautiful warm glow around skin tones. This, in my opinion, might be the perfect filter for portrait work, but we'll talk about this filter in another video. If you're into learning about filters and how they can enhance your content, subscribe to the channel. I got a lot more content like this on the way. Alright, so let's take a look at some sample shots, and this was a very strange day because we had blue skies and fog. So I used the Black Pro Mist 1/2 to accentuate that fog because it just made that fog look even thicker and moodier, and that was kind of cool. I also dropped the ND filter, which created more of a contrast, so the blacks got really dark and black while the fog was just extra thick, and then it just creates this nice moody kind of atmosphere. Now pay attention to how this filter reacts to sunlight. In images where the sun is high and bright in the sky, you can see how everything becomes washed out, whereas in this shot here, where the sun is hidden behind the tree, the darks stay nice and deep and rich. So that's just something to pay attention to and keep in mind if you're using this filter outdoors. This filter adds so much character and depth to your shots. It's absolutely awesome. And in the next shot, you'll see it's kind of strange because sunlight reflecting from windows doesn't create haze in your shots. I'm not sure why, but that's kind of cool. And I love the way this filter makes everything look filmic, which is so cool. And here's a dusk shot to show you what this filter looks like at dusk. And here are some before and after comparisons so you can get a better idea of what this filter does. Oh, and by the way, all the photos used in this video are going to be posted on the blog. Link will be in the description down below. All right, and as promised, we're gonna jump into the Fuji menu and we're gonna play around with the clarity slider and see if we can recreate the black pro mist effect. If you don't have a clarity slider in your camera, you can use Lightroom or Capture One or whatever photo editing program you use and just adjust the clarity slider, and let's see what happens. All right, so on the left we have the control image. That's the black pro mist 1/2 shot, and on the right side I'm going to be starting at clarity 0 and going all the way down to -5. Clarity 0 is pretty much clarity off, and at -5 is the maximum negative clarity I can create in camera. And around clarity -4, -5, the image out of the X100V starts to look a lot like the image created with the black pro mist filter. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of create the filter effect using menu settings. So that's kind of awesome. But one thing to pay attention to is this clarity slider is kind of like a high pass filter in Photoshop, and you'll notice on the blue sky around the dark black power lines, and especially in the next shot with the Skylines restaurant sign, you'll notice around -4, -5, there's almost like a black glow around the black power lines and black objects. So it muddies up the image a little bit. You'll see it right here. It's coming up at -4, -5, and it muddies up the image. So you have to be very careful where you use this clarity slider. It might not be the right choice in every situation. See right here, that glow, that dark glow around the wires, that's not a good thing. On the other hand, if you're shooting on a really light, blown out sky, you don't really see that dark effect around dark areas. In fact, when you're shooting on a really bright, high key sky, you can really use the clarity slider to recreate the black pro mist effect, which is kind of cool. So depending on which situation you're shooting in, maybe you can use this trick, maybe you can't. Personally, I would probably not use the clarity slider anywhere beyond -3 because it starts to muddy up the image and, I don't know, mix tones and things, and it probably does more harm than good at that point. And here, this is kind of cool. We did the black pro mist 1/2 filter plus -5 clarity. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Alright, so if you found this video useful, if you found it helpful, if you learned something new, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, would really appreciate it. Working hard to grow this channel, trying to get to 50,000 subscribers, and all those likes, comments, shares always help, so thank you very much for that. And with that being said, we are filming with the black pro mist 1/2. We got a little halation on either side before we say goodbye, and thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I make videos about photography and videography gear. I make tutorials on how to use that gear, and if you're into that kind of thing, definitely subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.